after that, my
He
youngest,
lived in Grand Cayman. I'd be down there visiting all the time.
he loves it down there. He's been there
I
for
do too.
11 years.
Love Grand Cayman too.
He loves it. He's a boat captain, dive master.
Really?
So they dive every day, and that's great.
My husband and daughter are both divers,
Uh-huh.
both dive. And they actually dove. The last time we went to Grand Cayman, they went diving, and they were like, the fish were the size of cars. I said,
Yeah.
no, thank you.
He's I think he's going to move back at the end of the year. His dad's got a dive business in North Little Rock, Ocean Extremes.
Oh,
And I
okay.
think they're going to move back and take it over.
Oh, nice.
I'm trying
It's
to
going to
get
be hard, though, after being down there and seeing
Oh,
the
yeah.
beauty every day.
After you're on the island for 10 years, you got to come off for 1 year
Really?
to redo your visa. So he come off the island and moved to Houston for 1 year and worked for NASA down there on the space station. They got a space station and a swimming pool, and he was with the astronauts.
Training them to swim?
Well, not training. When they're down there working on the space station in the pool, he's got to be there with them in case something goes wrong.
So it's like,
But they enjoyed that. But just as soon as that was up, boom, he went back down there.
don't blame me.
We are about to get started. Mark Hickman said he's 1 minute out.
Always holding up progress.
I think I want you to clap for him when he walks in.
Okay.
I don't think I'd be able to clap for Mark Hickman.
Stand up and applaud. Perfect. There he is, I see.
The police cars look good. It's seen it when I drove around the building. I like the
Police
black.
cars look good. I've heard some really good things about our new SRO already this week.
Yeah, I did too, actually.
Got our what?
Our new SRO.
And I met the other new cop, the new guy, the Wright, I think is his name. So his name. So nice. I was like, you can talk. It's all right. Really nice guy. A little bit different things than we had before.
Hey, Mayor.
Like he didn't know we would have
James,
to be.
I don't know who to make the call.
Oh, I'm phoning him in.
Randy in Little Rock.
There's right there.
What? Oh, I refuse to clap. That poor guy.
I don't know.
James would be a part by Dustin, just to listen, but he can't vote by proxy, right?
That's right.
He's good. Hello?
Right. Hey, James, I got
Don't
you on
let him
speaker. We're
We'll
just,
have him
we're
still
just
know
beginning
show.
our meeting. Confirmed it with Dustin here, though. By phone, you can't deliberate or vote, but if you just want to listen to a part, I will leave this thing on speaker and let you listen and be involved. I know you got tied up this evening.
Yeah, no, I'll listen in, and I at least know what's going on.
Absolutely, absolutely. Again, Miss Barbara is on vacation, so I'm going to double roll and take minutes tonight. So if things run a little slower than normal, it's because I am not Miss Barbara. We'll start by calling the roll. I do call this meeting to order. It's a city council workshop meeting, although with special notice, we did put out a notice this afternoon to the public for a general meeting, a special meeting, just for the specific purpose. There's a few items that could benefit the city to be voted on tonight. And so by calling that special meeting, it does allow us to take a vote tonight on those items, should council be so inclined to put something up for a vote. Several of these items won't even need that, but let me begin by calling the roll. Mark Hickman.
Here.
Kyle Marks is not. James Snyder is here in spirit and by phone. Larry Hill.
Here.
Randy Holman.
Here.
And Wendy Moore.
Here.
So we do have a quorum. If we need to take a vote. All right, first item, well, First item of business, roll call. Second item is, fire department vehicle repair. This is one item that I think whenever you hear the nature of it, should you want to vote, it would be a timely vote to go forward with this one repair on the list would be beneficial to the department. And then there's a few more items that Chief had to discuss, I believe.
Good evening. So the transmission on our chief truck on the 2020 Ford F-150. When I started in January, it's been messed up since then, skipping, shifting hard. Obviously with all the major apparatus repairs that we've had, I've attempted to limp it through as long as I could. We're probably one hard shift away from a catastrophic failure in that truck. So we are out of warranty on it. It's got 70,787 miles on it right now. Called around. Nobody will give me an official written quote because they won't know until they tear into it. The range I was given from both shops was $6,500 if they can rebuild it themselves, or if they have to get it from Ford, we're looking at $9,500.
It's an F-150.
F-150 with the EcoBoost.
I've just got a quote from one in Greenbrier,
Mhm.
and he said if I had to have it rebuilt, it would be 4,400.
So we're looking at, since it's an emergency vehicle, we're looking at a transmission replacement, not a
That's-
rebuilt one.
Oh, not a rebuild.
Yeah, not a rebuild. So what I'm looking for is I'm gonna be going on vacation, not next week, but the week after that. What we're looking for is to be able to schedule it to go into the shop while I'm gone, so it's not gonna be used. But we're looking for an approval with up to that certain amount to get it worked on. It's obviously an important vehicle for us to use.
How many miles on the truck?
70,787.
And I know we talked the other day,
We're outside of the
60,000.
60,000.
And why can't we use a rebuild?
Just,
They don't want to wait on to get it rebuilt.
Do what?
Said he didn't want to wait the time to have it rebuilt.
well, we get a longer warranty on a new transmission than we get on a rebuilt transmission.
I guess my thinking is if it's got 70,000 miles, then you rebuild it and get a couple more years out of it, because at some point you have another one, then you save some money along the way, it seems to me like, just my thought. What's your thoughts?
Man, some of those 150s, that EcoBoost engine, they've had really problems with those things. And the transmissions, and then some of them, they can't even get the rear end parts for them. They're a year out.
Absolutely. And obviously the fear is with the hard shifting and everything we've had this whole time, we don't know if we're gonna have issues in the transfer case. We don't know if we're gonna have issues in the rear differential. This is just addressing the transmission. We won't know until they actually are able to tear into it.
Chief, I know, and I wasn't trying to cut you off, I know we talked earlier this week or late last week, about this particular issue, and Chief even went forward to find the value of the truck as it sits now to determine, is it worth putting $10,000 into this vehicle? What was
So the average, if we private sold it was, 24,000. Trade-in value, if we wanted to try to trade it towards something else, was 20 to 22,000.
That's with a good transmission.
Yes. So roughly, I mean, we're looking at this repair costing about half of what this vehicle was worth.
But again, when you look at worth, it's not necessarily what it's worth as it sits, as it is what it would cost to replace it in a $10,000
Right.
transmission versus $50,000 truck. It's really what you've got to weigh, not the value of the truck as it is.
So is the transmission out now, or is it on its way out?
Oh, it's on its way out. I
What-
mean,
what's it
I'm
do?
driving it till it doesn't at this point.
Well, I was just saying, like, if we were to trade it in before it went out.
Is it slipping bad? Is it what?
Oh, slipping, downshifting from fourth to third will throw your head back on the
Wow.
headrest, and yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Oh,
And we can mimic it, so if any of you'd like to get in and
No.
see what it feels like.
What year did you say it
It's
was?
a 2020.
I mean, it's already 6.5 years old.
Yeah.
It's not excessive mileage for the
Right.
age or anything.
No.
It's not except for some of those, that EcoBoost engine in it. I do a little bit more background check or check with some of the mechanics around and say, this is a year model, and they'll give you there'll be a 2 or 3 year that they say, it's just a matter of days till that's gonna, engine's
Yeah,
go out.
I mean, I've
if you
gone
do your
through with the
due-
bin and looked at service bulletins, recalls, things like that to make sure that there's nothing that we could fall under with it. So you know, obviously it's just an important infrastructure truck for us. It responds
Is
to
that
every
an
call.
EcoBoost engine in that
Yeah.
truck? That's what I've got, it's a 2020 with an EcoBoost.
Mm.
I like the truck, it's a good truck.
You can buy the truck.
Again, I'm entertaining council desire, it's your guys, if you wanna vote to get that fixed up to a certain amount after I guess we could do some more digging to determine the price of a rebuild or whatever.
I mean, I'll go down any road you want to. If you want rebuild quotes, if you want, you know, trade-in values, if you want private sale values versus what it would cost for me to get in. So when I'm looking at a vehicle, it's just like police. When I'm looking at a vehicle, I'm looking at not only getting that vehicle, but I'm looking at the upfitting cost. I'm
Right.
looking at the striping, transferring all the emergency equipment. So I'm not just looking at the trade-in value plus, y'all know my budget. I have zero surplus. And so the money to buy it and then another, you know, looking at 5,000 to upfit it. So,
Before I put 10,000, if it was my truck, before I put 10,000 in, I'd have that engine evaluated, I'd take it to mechanic and let them get a professional opinion on it. It costs a few bucks to do that. Find out maybe a compression check, hear if it's rattling, got chains loose, the timing chain, all that stuff. Before I did it, then I would say we would approve the money to repair it. But then I'm gonna contingent that you do your due diligence, like it's your own equipment. And then if you decide that it's good, the mechanic said it's good, we're going with it, then you go ahead and repair it. That's the way I would go at it personally. So,
And I think we talked about this the last meeting, we can, if the council would approve maybe a cap dollar amount
Right.
that the repairs could fall under, we could then administratively do that work and move forward with that.
If we figure out it's the transmission, I'd rather go with a rebuilt transmission. Because it's, to me, and I'm open to suggestion, but to me, you could have, you know, spend several $1,000s more on a brand new one, because the truck, you're never gonna get the use out of it, because the truck's 1,000 miles already. So that's just my thought, because I had a Ford F-150 myself, and the transmission went out, I replaced it, and I got 1,000 miles out of it. So, and it was a rebuilt transmission, they didn't replace it, didn't have the money to. But that's just me, I don't know why we'd spend all that much money on a vehicle and spend half what it's worth. At that point, we really need to just get him a vehicle.
That's kind of my thought. Like, I hate to see us throw
I'd like
$10,000 at
I'd like to let
a
it
6.5-year-old
belong to
vehicle.
The budget
Yeah,
out first year, and
Right.
look at our budget. Do we have other vehicles we can use until the end of the year, the budget out?
I mean, I don't have another command vehicle. I mean, I've got an old brush truck, I've got a squad with water in it. Not anything conducive that I would want to park in my driveway.
Isn't there a car out there somewhere? What is it?
I mean, I would urge you to come look in the back of my truck to see what I carry so I can respond, and that's not gonna fit in the car.
do you have any idea what the price of a new one is?
I've not gone down that road.
A new truck or transmission?
New truck. And the upfitting?
Yeah, I haven't gone down that road. I mean, I know we looked at the state contract, when I got it delivered to me. I mean, there's anywhere from 40,000 up, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it wouldn't have to be the 3/4 ton that Water just bought.
Right.
A 1/2 ton 4-wheel drive would suffice for that command vehicle. But yeah, I think with upfitting, and I'm just spitballing here, but I think with upfitting, you're probably looking at somewhere in the $60,000 neighborhood.
Yeah,
And
even,
I feel like that would, fire budget is already exhausted for this year. Like we knew this at the beginning of the year that we had budgeted it on a shoestring. bring in the 24-hour protection. We've had a lot of O&M costs that were unforeseen at the beginning of the year. We've got some more of those even coming up as well. The apparatus are working, and they're fully capable of operating, but there's some things that will have to be fixed by year's end on some of the apparatus. That's why I kind of went with the repair. Because yes, I understand I'd love to have new vehicles in every department and everything, but if we can fix it for top end $10,000 instead of buying a new one for.
But we can rebuild it for half of that.
And that may be something to look at if we can rebuild.
We
it
can,
under
and
five.
let me just explain the reason why we were looking at new.
Okay.
So these vehicles go from 0 to 100 in no time. So when we get a call, there's no start your car and let it warm up. We go from 0 to 100. So just like with police, you know, we're in the emergency apparatus. We always try to find the best thing that's going to handle that hard wear and tear, because we go, again, it's full throttle all the way till we get to the call. So when I called, and I'll let you know, I called Delta Transmission in Conway on Oak Street. I called Buddy Transmission in North Little Rock, and I told them what kind of truck it was, what we were doing, what this truck responds to, and both of their suggestions were for longevity purposes and for wear and tear with how fast we go from 0 to 100. Their suggestion was not going with a rebuild, looking for one that they can get all new parts for. So again, it could be a sales ploy, and I will gladly go down the rebuilt transmission route. I'll do whatever you want. Again, I mean, if I leave here and it breaks today, then we're out of command vehicle. So without approval to get it in the shop, to get it
In the
looked at,
next
and
2
get it
weeks,
repaired.
prior to our council meeting.
Right.
I just don't know how I feel about if it's worth 23 or 24 and the transmission is good today and we give you $10,000 to fix it, it's still only going to be worth $23,000.
I agree wholeheartedly.
And so if we can get a new one for 40 and even have to pay to upfit, we have a brand new vehicle to start completely over with and maybe not get an EcoBoost the next time or whatever.
Well,
So
to be fair, the EcoBoost doesn't have a whole lot to do with the transmission.
Yeah, the transmission and
The
motor.
engine and
too,
transmission.
Yeah.
but I meant that's what,
Yeah.
the same vehicle that's
Yeah, I'm
having the
tracking.
problem.
I'd asked the question about if you had a car a while ago, and then I never got the answer. The reason I was asking, I was looking until the budget time, the Chief Matthews drive a car while you drove the truck, so we could figure out what we're doing. Is there a way that we could shift things around that may be uncomfortable, but something we need to do, but till the budget time? That's what I would like to do, is try to get to the budget and see if we can fit that in. We're right there at it. So is there some kind of shuffling we can do? Now, I know that me asking the question and not getting that answer, that's something we're gonna push against. I get it, but.
I'm not gonna push against it.
Say-
I would urge you to look in the back of his truck. He comes out and investigates, just like that fatality fire we had a couple weeks ago. He has specific equipment in his truck that allows him to investigate fires and go and do the fire marshal aspect that I'm not qualified to do right now. So we would be taking another piece of apparatus and his equipment and moving it where he's out of service at that point.
Again, I'm asking if there's solutions that we could come up with, that we could try to look at to get to pass the budget and where it'll all work out, where we can work that out and sit down and work it out. That's just my opinion. I'm not trying to micromanage the fire department or anything else. I'm asking if you can come up with some idea that we can use to get us.
So there's a possibility, new budget time, that we can replace the truck. Yes, no?
I think that's gonna squeeze the budget for 27 because those revenues aren't gonna be any higher than they are this year. It's not like we're gonna find a pot of money in 27 that we didn't have in 26.
My budget's not based on sales tax revenue, I'm based on fire dues, and unless we raise those, that my budget doesn't change. And, I mean, the average apparatus age of my fleet right now is about 30 years old, so we're gonna continue to have a high R&M cost on my big trucks, which is what has pretty much killed my budget this year. So to answer your question, no, I do not see having a surplus of, you know, 30,000, 40,000 to buy a new truck.
And just to kind of put this in perspective, and I appreciate the discussion and the manner, but worst case scenario, say it is a $10,000 repair. If we go buy a new truck, you're looking at $1,000 a month bill, $1,000 a month payment. And I know we're looking at value long-term versus patching up here and now, but if you can make it another 10 months on a truck that's already paid for with a $10,000 repair, then you're not out money, if you will.
Well, I don't know exactly what you're saying. I mean, like I said, I got a 2015, my boys, I'm gonna rebuild the transmission for $4,400. The truck's worth 5,000. It's a 15.
It's not about what, at that point though, it's
Yeah.
about what can I
It's,
replace.
yes,
it
it's,
with. And-
yeah, I would definitely put a new one in here,
Right.
but
Well, I agree with what you said, as long as there's not something else wrong, obviously wrong with the truck. You can see that in just a little bit, so I agree with what you just said.
so what you're saying is you'd like to approve the budget depending on if he gets it looked at by a certified foreman mechanic and
Fix it.
the engine's good and everything else is good, then replace the transmission.
And so I guess my question would be there, so typically you have a transmission shop and then a mechanic shop.
Correct.
Right, so you want me to take it to a mechanic shop and have them look at the engine before I take it to the transmission shop and have it repaired?
Well, if you have someone that changes your oil, right, they're competent.
I do.
You just ask them, what about this, your model?
Is it a mechanic or is it just an oil change place?
I mean, no, I mean, so just for the saving face for budget, we've been doing all of our small engine oil changes in-house here in the fire department.
The trucks too,
No, not our, I mean, our small trucks are, you know, not our big trucks. Our big trucks, we have done by an EBT. So we're trying to penny pinch anything we can with our budget to keep it going.
So pending the diagnostic of the engine, you would be willing to make a motion to spend up to,
$10,000 on a transmission or whatever the number you had there. Yeah.
well, and again, I think it's better to, they don't know till they get into it, so it's better to overshoot a little where we're not trucking the shop, waiting for a approval on an invoice.
So are we saying that a rebuilt transmission is not fit for the fire service? Is that?
I'm saying, I'm telling what the information I'm passing on to you is what I was passed on by the transmission experts that I've called. I'm not saying that personally. I'm not a transmission guy, I'm not a mechanic.
And I know those guys up there, I know the guys he quoted it up at Conway, Delta Transmission, they do all of my stuff, and they're
They've done one for me.
outstanding transmission mechanics.
And I'll
Are they
propose
saying
this,
that,
They're saying they would prefer that we put a new transmission in it. They're gonna use it up to how it's used, how the vehicle is used.
and if we're gonna set a.
And what is the warranty on a new transmission?
So Delta's warranty was 2 years on the transmission, 1 year on labor for the install, and budgets was 1 year and 1 year.
2 years.
And I'm willing to, if we want to set a threshold and handle it administratively, which I think is the most efficient way. We can look at those prices and kind of set the council's desire on those price points. That if we can get it total R&R on a rebuilt for under 5,000.
Yeah.
Then we can go that way if that's what you want to do. If it's going to be over 5,000, then we just go with the new, I'm just asking if that's.
It's fine.
So is there not
I mean,
is
you
there
gotta
not a
have the
warranty on a
truck.
rebuild?
That's-
There's no warranty on a rebuild?
Yes, there is.
Their rebuilds are usually
Yes.
like 3 month or 6 month or something like that.
Yeah.
So you want to amend it, you want to make a motion, Colonel, I know you were.
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we authorize the fire department to spend that to, I believe you said 10,000, is that what you said?
I was quoted $9,500.
$9,500. $9,500 for repair to the chief's truck. And it's gonna be up to his discretion whether to go ahead and do a rebuilt transmission or a new transmission. And with the only qualification there is just have someone listen to the timing chain and make sure something on the upper end, top end of that EcoBoost is still good. Maybe a compression check or something like
Well,
that.
you can hook a laptop to them nowadays and you can see a lot of
Computer,
stuff going on.
Yeah. Diagnostics.
So you're saying up to 9,500, or do we want to leave a little flexible?
Well, I'd say 10, I'd say 10, but
Okay.
you're gonna have to.
Make that 10,000, so we have a motion to approval of up to $10,000 on the transmission for the 2020 F-150, pending, sound diagnostic check of the engine. And again, if we can get that rebuilt for a reasonable price, under half that cost, then we may go forward in that direction.
Okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds good.
Have a motion, have a second. If we want to entertain a vote on this, which since it's financial, I would prefer, rather than the thumbs up polling method.
Second.
Second. All right, call roll, Mark Hickman. Coleman. And Wendy Moore.
Yes.
Thank you. All right.
I just got a couple different things. real
Got to
quick.
vote on.
So just to let you guys know, Engine 55, the newer truck that we just purchased, the tank in the truck itself is a poly tank, which 90% of the fire trucks are nowadays. The tank has busted. It is, so every time, if you ever see the fire truck pull out, it looks like a water slide because you can see water pouring out of the back of it. Boehner, our repair company, has gone above and beyond and contacted the manufacturer of the tank to find out that there is potential for that tank to have a warranty, a lifetime warranty on it. So they are navigating with the tank manufacturer right now, to see if they're gonna cover it. If they will cover it, they'll send a repair person out to fix it. If by some chance it's not under warranty, we will have to pull the tank out of the top of the truck. And David's Fire in Cabot is the only, tank builder in Arkansas that does the plastic welding. So we would have to send it to them. I don't have prices yet. I'm not going down that road until I know it's not under warranty. The truck is still in service. It still holds water up to a certain amount. We're still using it, but just wanted to kind of make you guys aware of that. I don't know if y'all paid attention on social media, but the fire department itself has been hopping, the last 3 weeks, really. Our extrication tools, we did have an extrication tool go down, broke, when we were, performing an extrication on the car wreck we had last Thursday. That's been repaired, and then we did have an incident yesterday with a fire where I had 8 firefighters, including myself, go down for heat exhaustion, and had to be treated on scene. And I had 1 firefighter transported to the hospital, stayed overnight, and he was released a couple hours ago and just went home.
Good.
So just giving you guys an update on.
Yeah, and thank goodness Judge Dodson did put out a burn ban.
Yeah, I was wondering when that was gonna happen.
So people can be sensible about that, but Chief, we do appreciate the service of you and your staff.
That's all my guys. They're doing great. So.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
We can roll through some of these. Number 3, salt invoice. We don't necessarily need to vote on this tonight. I'm just gonna let you know, on the last council meeting, we approved the $30,000 for the preliminary engineering review for the sewer plant. We did receive the second invoice that I had mentioned was coming, that we're on the hook for prior to financing or grants for that project, for the $40,000. It was in your packet. It'll be the last, again, it said in the email, it'll be the last invoice until funding is established for the project. But looking forward at the August meeting to get that approved, when we can get that check to them and have that process underway. Any questions about that? We kind of already kicked that one whenever we approved it. Pre-approved it, months ago, so. Number 4, Josh Goodson, talking about Waterworks mower, and we talked about this one a few months ago and actually approved an amount. The mower ended up higher than that amount, so we kind of punted for some time, about a month and a half, to determine the need, find the best price, and think Josh has got some quotes in a proposal.
Yes, I do. Good evening, council. We searched around and Kubota came back with the best price for a commercial grade mower. And when I mean commercial grade, it is meant to start and mow as a lawn company, but at a cheaper price than any other commercial mower that I've found. Has special features like solid wheels, there's no air to them except for the back, higher gauge steel deck. And the price difference on that is, instead of 11,200, they quoted 11,599.52, so a difference of $399.52.
What was the amount, Josh? I'm sorry.
The total amount was $11,599.52. That being a difference of $399.52 from approved budget. And everywhere else I came up with was 12,000 or better after tax, or just the lowest grade commercial mower. So again, we have a lot of commercial property that we need to keep clean so we can access it, manage it. And the other one is down right now. Luckily, it is not raining. You know, for that matter, we're not mowing. But when it does start, you need something that can keep it up to date.
So again, with that one, just because we've been here before, I would entertain a motion for the purchase of that mower.
I make a motion to purchase it.
And I would entertain like again, a threshold price of like 12,000, so that if you
This right now, he is, just to let you know, he is holding it for us, and this is a cut check out the door price.
Okay.
So 11.90, 5.90.
11.6 is 11,599.52.
Okay. So we want to go for that purchase. That's like a PL, that's a purchase amount price.
I called him earlier to verify that he still had it because we had to bring it in front of council. And he said, I have set that back for you. I even tried to get it down to our budget, and with them using the Sourcewell discount, that's as low as he could get it.
Which Kubota dealership you use?
What was that, sir?
Which Kubota dealership are you using?
The one right here in Conway.
Okay.
I looked around about a 50 mile radius, and that's what I come up with.
11,599.52.
11,599.52, made the motion. So I have a motion from Wendy Moore to approve that amount. Second.
For 11.6.
So
We'll give you 48 cents.
$11,600.
I'll give that for the,
Up to $11,600 for the purchase of a mower.
That's a lot better than what we had last go around.
Second, Colonel Hill. So I have a motion and a second to approve the purchase of a commercial grade mower, Kubota mower for the water department in the amount up to $11,600. Let me call the roll. Mark Hickman.
Yeah.
Colonel Hill.
Yes.
Wendy Moore.
Yes.
Thank you. Told you this is slow and long, huh?
You have to go back and watch it where you can write the notes.
thank you, Councilman.
Thank you.
Thank you, Josh. All right, number 5 is more informative for me. The director, the new director of the Faulkner County Council on Aging that runs the Senior Citizen Department, they have had a cash flow shortfall for the past year. They are having to rework some of their programs, some of their things. Just putting this out there, one of the things that they're looking to do are to streamline their processes out of one central building. Out of Conway, they're still gonna provide the meals to seniors in this will be like a September beyond move. Just wanted to make council aware of something that may be coming up soon with a MOU on the building. As it stands now, the Council on Aging, the Faulkner County senior citizens, are currently paying the utilities on the building. We have that going on, uses and different things as well. They're not looking to do that anymore in their agreement.
But they're not wanting to use the building anymore?
So it would kind of renegotiate the whole thing.
Okay.
They're not wanting to have any skin. Now, the employee that they have, is paid through a grant from CareLink.
Okay.
If that grant wouldn't be touched, that employee would still be available here. The meals and things would be prepared in Conway and brought down here, but they don't have the budget and they don't have the desire to keep the program as it is in Mayflower as far as they have use of the building as it is now, but they're wanting us to, as a city, as it's our building, absorb the utility cost on that. And I've got the amounts, the utility cost is, it's a few $100s a month. Looking at if we had to take that over, it wouldn't be a big hit on our budget. It would be some on our Parks and Recs budget, which is where that goes. Their utilities are roughly for, energy and gas, roughly $4,000 a year. So if we're looking at a fourth quarter of this year transition, we would be on the hook for roughly $1,000 this year on those utilities, and then going forward, I think we could subsidize that with our
Reynolds.
rental fees. Could go, we could bump those slightly or whatever we need to do to meet that. We do have some revenue coming in on that building anyway from New Life Church that rents it out long-term on a contract. To be honest, I think it's fair that
Was senior
because of
citizens
those
pay for all of it?
they pay for all utilities right now.
Oh, well,
And I
that's,
think it's fair that we pay.
yeah,
for
that's
it.
not fair.
I don't think it's unheard of that we absorb that and pick it up.
Yeah.
And also still keep that building. It would be kind of reimagined that we still keep their times and their lease, or not their lease, but their rental of that building exactly like it is for Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from that block of time, so that nothing changes in their services, nothing changes in their use of the buildings. Other than it's actually the city of Mayflower that's setting up the use of the building for them instead of being compensated by Walker County. So no vote on that, was just kind of giving you a heads up of where that's coming in. Any questions on that? Yeah, and everyone's they're having to pare it down because their budget to just that Conway being the only.
Well, I mean, I don't know why they were paying for all of it
And I
anyway.
missed part of, there's also a small distance of contract. but that
Yeah,
falls
Delta
under the
Pass, I saw that.
$4,000 umbrella.
Yeah.
Number 6, driveway easement on Lucre Lane. Mr. Matthews, you got this one?
Right. Good evening.
And
We have before you ordinance 2026-18 that was prepared by our city attorney. This is basically to grant a driveway easement to Lucre Lane. Right now, it's a landlocked parcel. They're wanting to build a site-built home on the property. In order to do that, they need to have access to a public road. The city of Mayflower owns frontage on both sides of their road, so this is almost directly across from Lucre Lane, or excuse me, the high school football stadium that jumps to Lucre, and then the city owns 30 feet roughly on the other side of Lucre Lane. So his property, his parcel, their petition is split 30 feet short of the road. So we're just granting them an easement so they can build and have access to the road. So this is ordinance 26-18 is attached here. We've got a map that kind of gives you a rough idea. If you can reference that small turquoise rectangle, that's the map. That's roughly where this easement will be granted, and that solid turquoise line is the boundary line for the proposed lot split. It's kind of one of the rare things where the city owns frontage on both sides of that roadway.
That's his.
that's where they're doing the easement. Is it gonna be a triangle piece property? Is that what it is?
No, disregard the gray box. We're just looking at the turquoise. It's actually going to be a completely rectangular parcel.
Okay, because I was like, golly.
Yeah, just focus on the turquoise.
So he wants this easement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And by state law, we're not allowed to have a landlocked parcel. We have to give them access to a public
Right.
driveway. So they're going to give us $10 for consideration of that easement. It'll be a lifetime easement. Doesn't prohibit us from widening or improving or expanding our roadway in the future. It's just giving them the easement for ingress and egress. I believe that the company that is here tonight, he is the one that is splitting the lot and selling it to the individual that'll build a home on it.
Good.
They can't close without city council blessing this issue.
And they've already worked up the legal descriptions and everything.
That's what I see that. I was like,
The city bore no cost in preparing these documents, nor the surveys. This is all borne on the property owners. We just need council approval to give you access to the building.
Look, I've dealt with many of these. I make a motion.
We need an ordinance. Yes,
Oh.
since it's an ordinance, we need to go through the whole
Okay.
procedure, and I don't
Okay.
have a cheat sheet in front of me, so let me tell you, you're gonna make a motion.
We're looking for a motion and a second to waive the three readings and read ordinance 2026-18 by title.
And vote on it
That's it.
after its initial reading.
What he said.
So,
So she made the motion, I'll second it.
so Wendy, I'm gonna take this, Wendy Moore made a motion to
Waive the third and
waive
fourth.
the ordinance procedures.
Right.
Ron seconds it. Any discussion on the procedures?
Congratulations on your sale.
Take a vote as to
Yes.
the procedure.
So vote on the procedure. Mr. Hickman? Colonel Hill?
Yes.
Randy Holman? And Wendy Moore?
Yes.
In the city of Mayflower, Arkansas, ordinance 2026-18, an ordinance approving the conveyance of easement at unaddressed property on Luther Lane to Robert Michael Phelps. Motion and second to approve that ordinance.
Motion to adopt ordinance 2618, the purchase of easement for the new property.
Second.
So I have a motion and a second to adopt ordinance 2026-18. Any discussion? Mr. Hickman?
Yes.
Randy Holman?
Yes.
Wendy Moore?
Emergency.
I think you have the-
Motion and the second to adopt the emergency.
Make a motion that we adopt the emergency clause for 2618.
Drop the emergency clause.
Second.
Second. Have a motion and a second to adopt the emergency clause of ordinance 2026-18. Any discussion? Mark Hickman?
Yes.
Larry Hill?
Yes.
Randy Holman?
Yes.
Wendy Moore?
Yes.
Thank you. That was quick and painless.
Did you think it wouldn't be?
Next item, and I'm gonna let Chris Mackey step up on this again. The Miller Street sidewalk project that has been proposed since
Ever ago.
Randy Collin was mayor. The original grant was in the works, was granted. That was prior to 2020. I think everyone on this council knows what's happened to prices of construction materials,
Everything.
I think since 2020. It more than doubled in cost, meaning we couldn't, for what the original grant was awarded for, we couldn't touch the construction of the sidewalk that was proposed from this end of town all the way to the high school. We actually put in for a supplemental grant earlier this year, and that's what Matthew's here to discuss.
Yep. So right now, obviously this project's been in the works for quite some time. Long story short, the only thing really holding us up right now is the environmental assessments from RDOT. As soon as we have the RDOT documents, we're able to move forward with easements and acquisitions. Fortunately, most of that sidewalk is already an existing city easement, so the navigation and acquiring those is going to be pretty painless, we hope. But to the mayor's point, cost overruns since the initial application of this project to where we are now, it pretty much ran about $180,000 over the initial cost. So MetroPlan had supplemental funding at the beginning of the year. It was a competitive grant award. We demonstrated the need. Obviously, the need was there. MetroPlan gave us $150,000 contingent with a 20% cost share from us to keep this thing going. And largely, that's where we're at. And with this pot of money that's been granted to us, we're going to meet the need and we'll be able to continue to work. As I said, easements and acquisition is the next phase, and that's going to be a responsibility of the city to go after and complete. As soon as we have the RDOT documents, we'll start knocking on doors and we'll start making those arrangements and those agreements so we can get this project moving. It was largely under the Safe Routes to School, and that's going to continue on. It's even more important as we're building Vineyard 2 and looking down the road to Center Ridge. So that's all we needed to share right now. As I get more information from RDOT, I will certainly keep the council apprised.
And hopefully that becomes an easier acquisition, because when this started, Highway 89 was RDOT easements there, and since that's been given to us, adopted by the city with the new bypass going in, it's Miller Street now. We're just trying to run down the easements on that, because we may very well hold the easements where most of the sidewalk goes. Questions about that? It's nice to have good news sometimes.
Yeah.
Are lights included in the grant? So,
On the detail on that, I don't think there were any lights included. It was sidewalk and some drainage as well, because there are areas where the ditch, based on the nature of the sidewalk, where the ditch is gonna have to be a turn down type drainage thing. Some curbing and things like that is what was in the original proposed, plans that were engineered on the project. But no lighting was in it. I would think that would substantially raise the cost, because you would then have to run the conduit and utilities, to those remote areas. And it's a great question, Mr. Chapman, because it would be nice to have lighted sidewalks throughout.
Just turn on the lights at the park. It lights up everything. Oh, here's a fun one.
Yeah, number 8, Northwest Controls. And I actually have limited information. I'll give you the bad news on this one. There was work that was performed on this building, as we're all, I think, pretty much aware, earlier this year. I think some work was in December, January, and then there was some more work in April. We received invoices late in May and into June on that work.
I hate these.
I question that again. Why are we receiving invoices 5 months after work is performed? And I was told, I don't think it's quote this, it got completed and no one billed it. And they started auditing their books and determined that there was no billing that was done. I called and questioned with the rep from that company. The invoices looked rather suspicious to me, because 2 of the invoices were pennies away from $5,000, which, as you well know, is my spending limit without coming to council. And it just made me wonder if that was in the past some threshold that they were going to charge what you want under $5,000. So I called and asked the question about it. There are 2 more invoices. I think totals 11,000 and some change for all 4 invoices. I did reach out to Northwest Controls in the past few weeks and still trying to negotiate that. What he had told me was, Mr. Forrest with Northwest Controls said, well, I thought I fixed one of those invoices. I thought we reduced that price. I said, well, not according to the statement that we received in June. It's showing the sum of these invoices is still due. So he's investigating the work performed on those invoices. I'm trying to negotiate that price down before we settle on a price to pay those invoices. I also reached out and told him that we have called another service company to fix the air conditioning on this system. That he reassured me again that this was a terrible system. I explained to him that his company installed it in 2019.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, they just break down everywhere, man. I said, it's 7 years old. I can see maintenance, but $10,000, $11,000 in 6 months of a year, that's way too much. And we've spent another, I think, $2,600 on one invoice, something roughly there, with another company, and then they had to be called out just this week for another repair. There's leaks in the system, there's leaks in the cools, but we did find a company that's charging us $2,800 for the same repairs that we were getting charged $4,900 for. I just wanted to make you aware that I'm trying to negotiate that price down, and whenever we get.
Do we get itemized bills that tell everything they've done?
I
What
have a problem with this invoice.
I do as well, and there are several invoices that have that, where it's just a list of work, and he's like, well, most of that's labor. Well, it doesn't really say that here. There's no itemized anything That's part of the negotiation that I'm going with this.
Well, this one says bill to the
Yeah,
city of
Maumelle.
Mayflower, location Mayflower, Maumelle Police
Maumelle
Department.
That was a typo. It's still on our account, and it's still the right address. They just put the wrong name. Again,
I'll be like, that ain't much.
yeah, I brought that up as well. And if you'll notice the work performed on that, I think it was performed in December.
Yeah, December the
Billed
16th
till the end of
of
April.
2025.
Wow.
Just
And
letting
this
you know
one was
that-
January, look, they were here 12/16/2025, January 28th, 2026, and May 18th of 2026.
You said December, Wendy,
Yeah.
Yeah, December the 16th, January the 28th, and then May the 18th. About every 4 months.
Well, the December was in 2025, yes, prior year. Now, that was the work dates. The invoice dates were April.
Yeah,
uh,
April 22nd, April
and the end
30th,
of May.
and May 19th.
And there was a fourth invoice as well, and it doesn't have.
I just, seems to me like a company that would have $5,000 owed would
Yeah, there's only
expect their money
3.
before that time. And I'm not sure that that's legit. That's the,
They definitely need to fire their,
sure we ought not just hold off on that, let them.
I'm not asking for a financial resolution to pay it.
I'm a pay you bills kind of guy, but this is happening over and over and over, and it's getting to be it's a habit. Now that I'm under the belief that we ought to put it in our contract, when somebody's doing a contract with us, if you ain't billed us within 60 days, don't. What's wrong with that?
and you mentioned the price on the two invoices was 49 something.
one of them is
Yeah,
like
49.90 something. or-
49.99.77, and one was
And the other
49.96.
See, now, when you see that, when you see that,
Really suspicious to me, Colonel. That's,
first thing you do, I saw that, I was like,
They need to prove to us what they've done, and they need to do the proving, don't they?
I'd just like to know what we could do to get away from these air conditioner units that
you
are
can go in there
costing
and
us.
tear them out, put new ones in, that's what you can do,
Yeah.
in the long run, get you a good system.
Yeah,
This building ain't big enough to.
I'm all down for some mini splits.
splits.
Yeah, hey, they'll freeze you out.
and with that new company that's been serviced, and Keeper there have been talks about looking at, as crazy as it sounds, 7 years into this building, what can we do to rehab, to refigure this thing?
Well, I mean, we've spent a
We've already
ton.
bought two.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we spent what, $56,000?
$57,000.
It's a letter from our city attorney saying, hey,
Yeah, maybe we should sue them for faulty junk.
$57,000.
So-
now you don't go back 6 months later, send the bills. Justify yourself or let it be.
So, and I will give an abbreviated summary of the conversation I had with him, because whenever I called that, and the first thing he told me, that work got completed, and we kind of changed over some hands and different things, and it just never got invoiced, nobody billed it. And I laughed at it. I really did, and that wasn't very professional, but I said, that's not my problem. I said, I find trouble with this. Well, no, it was nothing like that with the 4900. I said, well, I think it is. I said, we need to work with it. Yeah, I'm gonna work through these and see what I can find and see if we can pare that down. I said, yeah, we definitely do that. I said, we've already called another company out twice. Oh, they gotta have a certain program to work on that. I said, hey, air's working fine. They've worked on it twice and air's working fine. I said, we're probably not gonna use your service. Well, on some of those, a lot of it was the filters. I said, funny, we just ended a service contract with you
That was
at the end of
$5,000.
last year that we were paying $5,000 a year for a service contract. We just ended that contract. Seems like if it was from Dirty Filters,
That's on you.
that would be on y'all. He didn't appreciate our conversation too much, I don't believe. But again, I was not looking for a financial resolution tonight. I was just keeping you guys aware of the process and what's going on with it. But I'm negotiating with them and trying to get that worked out to a fair thing where we can pay them and be finished with their services. Is it my intent anyway? Any more questions or discussion about that? Number 9. Financial report and statements.
They're getting better.
What's
They're
that?
getting better.
Does anyone have any questions about the July financials? Anything that stood out or?
No.
That all? Number 11, excuse me, number 10. Street superintendent, permanent appointment. Since this is a personnel issue and salaries are involved, I would like to, and I know we won't have this, a very short executive session. Speak to Councilwoman Sauter. If you'll hang with us, I think less than 5 minutes will do this one. So we need a motion to go to executive session, can I call that, or?
You can just talk.
Okay. Let's go to executive session quickly. City attorney, gonna say to y'all.
Well, I first put the. Look like fire. The long weekend.
Here, people that live on there, I didn't go there.
Basically, if there's like questions, I'm saying, okay, do any of these specifically that tell them what they're doing before? So, and all I want is personnel that I can find. Well, it's in public administration.
Oh, okay, sure.
In government.
Oh, you did. Yeah, I'll do that. Oh. Oh, I didn't know.
I didn't know that. Because I was sick of Liberty, so I was looking to see far too far in them. When in the file. Yeah, because I know, what County does, FEMA approved emergency plan.
And you would go and you had 15 jobs. It's rotated around, so who has to go first? So you would never see the same little one on the street.
Yeah.
So like if you showed up, whatever, and then if you didn't have something right, you come back. You showed up, all that, go back.
Yeah. That's right. Someone was and I went to my house, and to go back that way, and so many traffic jams, and I remember coming back through there. And I was very, yeah.
Gas station, it's right there. The one, stupid here, go on.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's still there. Just bulldoze it. It wasn't just a carpet got wet, it took underwater.
Yeah, there's no telling how much it costs to fix all that. But yeah, I'm so ready to be watching this.
Oh, I can feel like it's.
Well, I'm one of those people once it starts, and then I just.
Yeah.
So I went back to my bachelor's, and then my master's.
However,
Yeah.
Whether it's watching video or whatever. I did it before.
Yeah.
I have no attention.
I have my first grandbaby too, right about. She's always wanting to turn her off on me, and I'm like, oh, don't you know you've got a new set of kids? Do you have all yours? Well, I had a little. Well, the reason why I ran is they think I need her. And I didn't want him to stick signing across. So I put my name in the bucket, and that's why.
But don't all.
Yep. So, yeah, I mean, you know, very.
Spend any money to fuck with it.
I have David Ray. He's got me set up, opened a separate account. I opened up a campaign thing and everything.
You don't have to do anything until January, because you spend $4,500. You'll go up to do something private for a
Okay, yeah.
February is about $3.
Well, they raised $400.
Make it. It don't lose his money.
Oh, no, oh, I but.
So we got all the documents to look at. And I've got. But everybody's honest. Yes.
Yeah, okay. I had 2 files on in my office, on the street sheet, and those are scanned in, Chris, you got them.
Well, they went traveling, then what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
Looks Mark. We lost Mark.
so we did discuss and come to a decision in the executive session, although it is an administrative move, so it doesn't necessarily require a vote. But we did vote to go ahead and change Brian Wright's position as street superintendent to a permanent, superintendent appointment. Setting his hourly salary, hourly wages, to a salary position. And the details of that, we'll get with Crystal and get that worked out, but, Brian, congratulations, you're doing a great job, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
My computer died, so I'm 1 minute. The next item actually is Brian's item, culverts, driveway, and drainage code updates.
I got my packet. Yeah, I got a crystal ball back on this, and
I think I've got it.
beforehand, we could let allow anybody to do whatever they wanted in their for culverts. I mean, it didn't matter what size or anything. In here, it doesn't change anything that we will install them if they buy them or purchase them through us or anybody else, you know, as long as they meet our specifications, we'll still, labor's free, loading gravel's free. The only thing I put in here is it's got to be, we're not gonna do tin horns anymore, it's gotta be either just, double wall plastic or it's gotta be concrete, so nobody can just throw sewer pipe down or PVC pipe or anything like that. Just kind of protect us. The tin horns all around town that have led to rot now, trying to get the last little bit of it on. That's the only thing that's really changed it from the ordinance that was there to the.
Sounds good.
The crew did a really good job putting those, decorations, the shutters over here on the building today, if anybody hadn't noticed that. They were out there in the sun putting those up today, and it really looks good, Crystal. We found the shutters, didn't we, baby?
Any questions for Brian about that?
Oh.
All right. Item number 12.
UDO.
Yes. UDO comments or discussion, we did have after our planning commission meeting on Tuesday night, have a town hall meeting to discuss, kind of give an executive summary of the nature of the UDO, what it means for the city. We had a few people here from the community that asked some good questions. Alderman Hickman, Councilman Hickman was here and had some good questions and a few concerns that we're working through, but,
And I did receive some feedback by email, which we'll work through, as well, so we got far more response.
yeah, this is not a new thing. It's been going for about 7 or 8 years and we haven't had any buy-in, and we're just like, okay, we just limp it across the finish line, but we've actually, it's good to hear some input, some response. Because, I mean, my goal is by the end of the year to have this ordinance voted on and have this in place so that our zoning is shored up and, people that want to develop in our great city know what they're dealing with.
Are they gonna change that, or are you looking at changing the parking situation or the driveway situation?
The driveway width thing, we made notes of that the other night.
But we're obviously gonna wanna take everybody's suggestions and bring them back to planning and have us reconcile, discuss all that. These are administrative changes I'm prepared to make. It'll be a group consensus on what that best path is before we present that to city council.
When's the next meeting on that?
September, next planning meeting.
Well, this affects our city for hundreds of years to come.
Yes, sir.
A lot of folks running for city council this year, not very many showed up, and this is what's gonna determine what shapes our future, so that's scary, but anyway.
We've got this on the books, at least we've got the guardrails up and the guidelines up, so. And then the last item, number 13, if you, paid any attention this week, there's this decision kind of got big, about our administrative decision to, eliminate the use of flock cameras in our city. We have 2 flock cameras in the city. Previous administration had put them in and signed a contract in 2023 that's actually until 2027. That we're bound to that contract. In fact, this discussion came up some number of weeks ago, months even, Chief Byrd had received an invoice from Flock. She wasn't even aware, along with a lot of other things, not of any fault of hers, but there are a lot of contracts and different things that the police department's been signed and bound to, and she got this invoice for 2025's Flock camera contract use, as well as 2025 and 2026's. And it's several $1,000s a year for these. And so she brought that to my attention, and I just brought up the question. I said, hey, are we utilizing these very much? And she said, I didn't even have logins for it until recently. You know, it was one of those things. And we both, I had concerns. This was prior to all the national outrage and all the other things. Had concerns about some Fourth Amendment issues and different things, civil liberties that have come up recently with the way that Flock uses their system and the data that gets collected on just law-abiding citizens. And so we made the move that, you know, we're going to have to pay the contract. That we actually reached out to Flock and said, hey, we want out of this contract. And they said, you're not getting out of this contract. That we didn't sign or anything, but doesn't mean we have to use the cameras and put our citizens' information out there to the world, that where it could be misused or any of that. Chief Byrd assured me that we don't need Flock cameras in a small town this size, but they do have a use on interstate highways and things like that, to help intercept and solve crime. There's a place for that, but in a city our size with a little over 2,000 citizens, it seems like an infringement on our citizens' rights more than it is a tool for fighting crime, especially when we can have good law enforcement that's just present to stop that crime in the first place instead of trying to catch it.
Did we vote on that as a city council to pay that? Is
That
there
doesn't-
anything in the notes anywhere, or did somebody decide on their own that they wanted to do that and just sign the paper?
Colonel, I will say this, in 2023, I do remember a discussion with the Florida police chief about this, because the same question came up of, do we need this service? Because he had a trial, there was a trial period, I believe, and I don't want to, this is kind of from memory, not from notes. There was a trial period that we had a camera up in town. There was even a system that was attached to our car vehicle cameras at the time. This was before the days of body cam, I think, were really. And Chief Hunter at that time had even mentioned that it can sometimes cause undue additional burdens to the department if something is deemed that comes through the city and you feel like you have the responsibility to go intercept that person. You know, if a felony warrant kicks on the license and it notifies and they got to go pull over where could have got through the city. I do remember that conversation. I do not remember the contract conversation. I will have to look back in notes.
If it was not approved by the city council, we don't owe that. Whoever signed that paper owes that. And we can get Counselor, can you give us some help on that, Dustin? If we, see if we can find if there's anything in the minutes.
We have a valid contract, I know that.
We do have,
We do have, I'm not sure how it was worded in the minutes, and we can certainly check that out, yeah.
Yeah, and Barbara's out of town.
I can check it.
Yeah.
I can check it.
let's see if we can pull the minutes on that, to see if it was approved by the council.
The problem that I've got with the block camera thing is it was sold and everybody believed that it was I think everybody probably believed in the beginning that it was gonna be a useful tool to catch, you know, for instance, over here in the neighborhood, you get a felon coming in and out of there in a stolen car, and he's a murderer, and he's coming in and out of there, and, you know, pop him and go get him. Then you find out that, to my understanding, and I could be a little wrong on this, but I've been told like subpoenaed for different cases, like divorce cases, and on and on and on. And I think it's just kind of going the wrong direction. But I remember when that was becoming a thing, but I don't remember signing a contract to approve it, but there's a lot of those things I don't.
And we'll dig into that. I think
I'll look at it.
the today information is
Right.
Block has been contacted to come take the camera down. their cameras down. And the city of Mayflower will no longer be utilizing the service.
Maybe you can get
I don't think they have that, the work order's been in for a few days. Chief Byrd had actually reached out to them, may have been the end of last week, to do it. We released the memo on Monday morning. And there's been some talking things I hear about, well, they're just gonna replace it with something else. There are no talks to replace these cameras with anything else other than the great law enforcement officers that we have on staff that are doing a great job fighting crime and preventing crime here in the city of Mayflower. So. Any further questions on that?
So are our department heads allowed to sign contracts like that without approval?
That would have went through council. Should have go right.
I would think, but here's the thing, when I say several thousand, the annual contract is, I don't remember if it was 3,000 or 5,000. It may have been under a threshold at some point.
Yeah.
When I say
At
several,
that
I
point.
wasn't talking 15,000,
Right.
something like that.
At that point,
It's
yeah.
possible. It was
No, I just didn't know because I knew that she was having a lot of problems, like trying to figure out what was already signed up for and what wasn't.
No, and there
Yeah.
are a lot of things that are kind of poking their head up like that,
Yeah.
I've explained to her this is no fault of her
Right.
own. But we're gonna work to get out of those or extend the term, or not extend the terms of those contracts and get what the current administration needs to do the job that they're doing, and a great job they're doing for our city.
Perfect.
Any other comments, concerns on that? It's not on the agenda. Any public comments or concerns to address?
I was gonna say something with those lock cameras. I don't know.
Can you step up, Jennifer? I think we're live streaming you.
With pretty much 100% certainty, it didn't go before city council because those weren't up. And I had people calling me about it saying, what are these? And I had to call Chief Hunter and say, what is this? And he explained it to me what it was. So if it went before us, we weren't even told what they were. So I think I would have remembered voting on it, and then that way I would have known what it was. Because he had it just outside city limits at first, and they had a fit, so that's when he moved it to 89.
There's one there, and then there's one on North Main,
Yeah,
a quarter mile from my house.
yeah, first there was just one, and then he went and got another one. And so, but when they were first out, I didn't know anything about them, so they were up. If they went before council, he had them up first, before they went before council, but I don't ever remember going before council.
I remember calling me and asking me something about putting one over in the vineyard. I just don't remember what's going on. Okay, so.
I don't remember it either. There's 3 of us that were here at the time, so we can't all 3 be wrong.
Again,
I know we're old, but
I don't discredit what you say, but again, I think I recall there being like a trial period
yeah,
prior to a contract, and
Yeah.
that may have been why the cameras were up. Got a
before.
contract, and then again, if they offered that contract under a threshold that just a mayor could sign at that point without council approval, it may be a valid contract. But we'll look into, and we're digging in more. It's still a fairly fresh thing, but
Because the threshold was higher too. We lowered it at some point, and so it could have been at that higher threshold too, that it fell under. So,
we're gonna resolve the money part, but, one way or the other, but as far as the civil liberty part, we're not.
Oh, I mean, I think they definitely had to go.
Yes, sir. If you'll step up, Mike.
Sure. Ladies and gentlemen, my name's Mark Tugall. I lived on North Deer. First, I want to say why, because until he took over, they were never bush hogging my road, and I had to do it myself.
Right. Thank you, bro.
I have lived here now for about 8 years. When I first moved here, there was a guy named Mr. Tugwell. He lived there on Roberts, older gentleman that used to pick up the trash all up and down Jackson. Well, he passed away under COVID. So a few years ago, I took it on myself to take it up for him, in his respect. I did not realize how much trash there was through that area. But what I would like the council to do is allow me, with my own money, to purchase some please do not litter signs and post up and down Jackson. The other thing I didn't realize until I was picking up trash and some of my neighbors that walk up and down Jackson is all the people that speed up and down Jackson, up to 50, 60 miles an hour. They come flying by me like crazy. If you turn off of 365 on Paradise and you cross over the interstate, right there before you cross over a small section of lake, the city has posted two 30-mile-an-hour speed limit signs on both sides. On the west side, they also posted a please do not litter sign with a $1,000 fine that says keep Mayflower beautiful. You turn on to Jackson and there is immediately a 30-mile-an-hour speed limit sign there. And that's the only one all on Jackson. About 6 months ago, I approached when we still had enough officers, they were patrolling the area. I asked one of the officers, why can't they enforce the 30 mile an hour? And they said it's not properly marked. It's got to be marked on both sides of the road. And it's supposed to be every so many miles. I would like to see if the city council would try to post some, or put up some 30 speed limit signs on Jackson. And if possible, you could include one of those or two on those signs, just like you have there on Paradise. It says it's $1,000 fine for littering. Keep Mayflower beautiful. Because I want to see our city look beautiful.
So thank you, sir, first for your service picking up the trash.
Well, that's not for me.
But I get that, but we appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Brian, are you aware of the speed limit sign on that road?
No, but I get them on next week here, I'll order whatever we need, I have it taken care of.
And I was gonna say, as far as the do not litter signs, that doesn't need to come out of your pocket either. We've got that in a sign budget, we can put those.
Okay. One other thing is I would be willing to donate $3,000 towards this F-150 transmission fund, if you all can accept that donation.
I appreciate that. We'll have to look at the legalities of all that. It's, our city attorney, but I'll get with you after this meeting and we sure appreciate that.
Yes, sir. Mark, thank you.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
One other thing, sir.
Yes, sir.
Not only putting up the 30-mile-an-hour speed limit signs there on Jackson, if we could get an officer to actually be there to show a presence there, that would prove to people that it is being enforced. And all you gotta do is give out a few tickets and that will pay for the signs.
And I've got notes in here as well as I've got the meeting notes, but then I'm making my own notes to give Chief Byrd. One thing you said I'm glad you said that. We are, in fact, now as a police department, we are within one position of being fully staffed. There's a lot of public out there that there are no police officers. There are, in fact, police officers, and they are working hard and they are working well. We have I want to be careful how I say this, but we have a very, very professional staff. I'm excited about the direction of our police department.
Good.
In fact, I got a text message yesterday and today from with school just starting, from the elementary principal and from the superintendent of schools here in Mayflower, with just glowing reviews of our new SRO that we hired and put into place this school year. They are elated with his performance, and he's already had some issues, but they're elated with his performance so far, and that's attributed.
Well, it would be great to see it back in the neighborhood.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mark.
I'm Charles Osborne. I have a concern about the sewer bill. Not the price of it, but when I fill my pool, I have to pay for the water I use for filling pool in for the sewer. I don't think that's right. I'm paying for a service that I'm not getting.
Mr. Osborne, first, what is your address?
2 South Dover.
So thank you for that, and I will agree with you 100% on that.
And I don't think it's ever gone to the council, because some of the comments I've heard from people is that, yeah, I made that rule. So, and what I do, previous mayor, I talked to him about too. He was okay with it, but I never done anything about it. But I take a picture of my meter when I fill my pool, and then when I'm done filling my pool, I take a picture And now with these new meters, I'm not sure, times, days, I'm not sure, you know. So I just don't think it's right. I mean, it's like $30, $40. I mean, hell, in 2 months I can buy a steak. You know?
And that's what I was gonna say, there is a procedure in place to get those bills corrected for that.
Yes, well, yeah, you walk in and you tell them and you give them that information and they calculate it out.
And I will say this as well. I didn't plant these people, I promise, but, while there are things in place for that now, there are also, they're not necessarily set in stone. They're just kind of operating procedures. Our new water superintendent, Josh Goodson, I can promise you, he will be here tomorrow. He's salary, but he'll be working overtime. He's already put in 40+ hours this week.
You know, don't have a problem with the water. I'm using the
No,
water.
but my point to that was not that.
Yeah.
He's coming in on Fridays to work on some different processes and things. And one of the things he is really focusing on is a water policy, a written, sound water policy to put before this council before the end of the
Like
year.
2
to
years
adopt.
ago, they said that you could take it off and that, and now all of a sudden, boom, it changed. So they let you take it off at once. Thankful for that.
We are gonna have all of that spelled out in policy where it's not subjective to whoever you're talking to.
Okay.
But it's in policy, this is what we do and this is how we do it.
Okay.
And that's coming in short order.
I had another incident with the water department, but it was resolved, which was good. My concern about that is I got a bill for $274 and some odd cents for, it said, damage to the meter, or part of the meter, okay? My concern is they never came to the door, knocked on the door and said, hey, something's wrong here, you know, we gotta fix it. Never put anything on the door and said, you know, we were here to fix. The only way I found out was when I got my bill, it was $500 and some. And then I thought, well, maybe that's because of the pool. Well, then I looked and there was the damage, what was the thing?
I believe it was in the encoder.
Damaged equipment. Okay, so it was resolved. I went in and we talked about it and we had a good talk about it, nothing. No yelling, no screaming, no hollering, and which was nice. And he come to find out that it was burnt somehow. So it wasn't damage from a lawnmower. That's what they said. It was damaged by a lawnmower. The superintendent looked at it and he finally. But that's the only time I seen that to see what was wrong with it. You know, with everything that's going on in this world with scams and everything else that's going on, you think in your mind, well, wait a minute, they're trying to get $275 out of me just for, you know, they going down the street, oh, we're gonna change that one today and charge it. I mean, you hate to think like that, but, you know, that's, you know, with what's going on now in this world, you gotta stop and think about it. You know. But it was resolved, he took it off the bill and everything is fine, and we had, like I said, a nice conversation.
Thank you.
Okay, no.
If you don't ever get satisfaction from them, call my office and we'll see what we can work out here.
So far, other than the sewer, this is the first time I've had any satisfaction from him. Because I told him, I said, you know, he's Dad. And Dad says, because I said so. You know, so. And I talked to him and he handled things very nicely. And so, no complaints about that. And the last thing, a year ago, Monday, I got in an automobile accident. Okay? And luckily, I didn't damage anything other than my car and me. Didn't even hit a mailbox. But I rolled the car. But Mayflower came out and, you know, cut me out of the car and took care of me. The next morning, sitting there in the hospital, laying in the bed, and a gentleman walked in and introduced himself, and he says, I was one of the gentlemen that helped you out of the car yesterday. I just wanted to see how you were doing. I just want to let you know that that's the kind of people you got in your fire department.
We appreciate it.
You know, it was, and I did talk to the chief about it. I wish I remembered the guy's name, but I can't. I mean, I'm lucky I remember where I was, and I still don't know what happened to me. So, All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Any other comments? With that, our next regular city council meeting is scheduled for 6:30 PM on Tuesday, August 25th, 2026. The next planning commission meeting, which was referenced, in regards to the UDO, is at 6:30 PM on Tuesday, September 8th. And the next city council workshop meeting is scheduled for 6:30 PM on Thursday, September 10th. If there's nothing else, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I think it was in that surround sound.
Let's just, yeah.